Hey guys, well, welcome to the last installation on how I make fire, this time with the Ferro rod or metal match. By far, the metal match is probably the most easiest way to get fire going aside from with lighter and matches. Mostly because of the high ignition temperature it produces. Some have been up to like 8,000 degrees apparently. But anyways. This episode, I'm going to do a lot of close-up shots here, so you won't be seeing much of my mug. I guess that's a good thing. But anyways, I'm going to show some of the fire rods that I have. Here, let me bring them up to you, so that way you won't have to get up and down, up and down. Alright. First one here. You can find this in pretty much any camping store. It's a Coleman. It's a real cheapy one. It produces a spark enough, but it wears out real fast. I'm not sure if you can see it, like it's washboarding. No matter how many times I scrape it, it washboards. But it does its job. It does ignite the fire when needed. Next one is, I'm sure you've seen this one, it's also known like a magnesium block. This one works better. It is starting to washboard though. But the magnesium ones with the striker, and you could get a fire going even in wet conditions. This is a lifesaver, especially in a wet environment. So if you can, get a good one. Don't get the real cheapy ones they get like at Walmart. I just get the one with the magnesium, just scrape the magnesium and then use my other ferro rod. So, last two here, or three, pardon, is this one I got up at Rabbit Stick. Use this one, as you can see, I keep it in there. It's a good ferro rod with a lanyard and a striker. This is, I believe, from Light My Fire. It's a 1/4-inch one. I got myself a new one, a Gobspark. Again, from Light My Fire. And this is a new, it still has a lot of the black on it, but it's like a 1/2 inch. It's a monster. But that pales in being a monster compared, I'm sure you've seen some of my other videos before. The last time I demonstrated the ferro rod. This one. This is the beast right here. And it's attached to a piece of fat wood. Get a fire going, any conditions, anywhere. So, that said, let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons of the ferro rod. So, alright. Well, let's go with the cons first. Of which, as I said, with the cheapies, they wear out fast and they will washboard. Secondly is they have a limited use. Yeah, this may have maybe 1,000 strikes. So, yeah. So if you're striking, 1, 2, 3, there's 3. So 997 strikes left. That, and they're also susceptible to corrosion, exposed to like humid, dampness. They get like kind of a crust on it, or a patina, and makes them a little bit more fragile. I had one that I forgot, left in my pack in the storage, and it sat there for over a year. It's one of those storage units without climate control, so there was like moisture, humidity. And when I finally took it out, it was so pitted and corroded that, when I tried to use it, it worked a few times and it just broke. But, as I said, some people said they have one of these super big ones. I've had it for years and use them almost every day, and it just still lasts. So the pro on this is they will pretty much ignite any tinder, just about any tinder. Uh, you know, cotton balls with Vaseline. I've actually made one, became like a candle. I permeated it with paraffin, and it became like kind of a hard little block. I was able to still tease it apart, and when I struck it with my ferro rod, it burnt for like about 2 minutes. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean these will, basically just make anything burst into flames. I mean, I have this piece of sagebrush that's not really fully worked out, but let's see if that works. May or may not. It's a very coarse spark, but let's see if you can ignite it. Before I do that, let's talk about technique. A lot of people will take their striker, their knife, back of their knife, make sure it's a 90-degree knife. If it's rounded, they ain't gonna strike. I guess you could use your edge, but why? So, a lot of people will like to take their striker, like this for example here, and push. Yeah, it's good, but you have a tendency, especially if you're cold and you're hurrying, you do this and you're gonna push your bundle, bop it in a way. So what I like to do, what I was taught, is you choke up here and you pull it towards you, like so. There it is. Caught on fire. Now, I've seen some people, and it just drives me nuts. It's just one of those little pet peeves of mine. Yes, it works, but you're wearing out your ferro rod. They'll go like this. I personally don't like that. It's just, you're just wasting it. You're just, wearing away at it. Instead of, just trying to do that, practice with it. So you just, like as you saw, I just got it with one hit. That's what happens with a lot of practice. So, I'm going to also demonstrate here of the magnesium. A lot of people just strike a few pieces in here and think it's going to catch. Yeah, it can catch, but you want a good power. You want this thing to explode in flames so you can get that fire going, especially if, you or someone someone that's close to you is a deadly hyperthermic. So, let's get a close-up shot here, all right? Okay, I have here is a piece of bark, or shredded bark, from a juniper tree. It's not always reliable. I might be able to get one of it to fire up, but let's give it a try here. Again, as a good close-up here is, instead of pushing, as you can see, bopping if you're rushing. So, that's what I do. Get it in there and pull. And there it is. Boom. But, say for example, you're striking, it's not catching. So, you take your magnesium here, and you shave quite a bit in here. Don't be stingy. Now, what happens if I don't have a striker? Simple. Back of your knife. There we go. Woo! Slipped. Now, That's one thing I don't like about using the back of the knife. It gets the magnesium here. So, here we have quite a bit in there. It's going to blow now. So, where you do it, with the back of your knife. Boom. There it goes. And you can see it flaring up as it hit pieces of magnesium. So as you can see, the ferro rod is one of the best ways to get a fire going, in my humble opinion. Though I still prefer flint and steel just because I love it. And ironically is that people call this flint and steel because, well, it is the same type of flint that's used in lighters, by the way. So that's another little tidbit to know. So it's like with cotton balls. You know, tease it apart, get it all nice and fluffy. Make sure I get the proper area that's not blackened, because you have to scrape that off, and if you don't, it gets annoying. Boom. Pretty cool, huh? Woo! So, in the description, though, is for this one here, is I'm going to put a link of how I got a fire going with this. So, I call this my nuclear rod, because see how it does? Woo! And it's combo still catching. So there you have it. Fire by ferro rod. So I enjoyed this. I hope you did too. If you feel up to it, hit like, and if you're new, well, welcome aboard, and please subscribe. So, well, once again, thank you for watching.